unlike my last Russian IRP, instead of dividing this up into 3 other videos, I'm going to heat this stuff up, and I'm just going to go ahead and plate it on 1 or 2 trays, depending on how things go. So I'll heat these 3 up, depending on if this is, like I said, if this is like a paste, then it's to be eaten cold, or if it's just beans, then I'm going to warm these up. Again, I'm not going to go ahead and try the liver, but we'll try the hazelnut spread, do some crackers with a jelly, and so let's get this stuff prepared and check this stuff out. Okay, like usual, I'll go ahead and start off with the drinks. Again, we have a berry drink. This is some powdered milk, coffee, and tea. So let's get those mixed up. Okay, we're going to start off with the powdered milk. This calls for 250 ml of water. And there we go. Hopefully we can be successful and not pour this all over the workstation we have. And I've never seen powdered milk in a ration before, unless if it was like with some muesli or something like that. So here we go. And I'm going to use this spoon since it's longer than this one, and we'll give this a stir. Alright, then we have the berry drink, and this calls for 200 milliliter of water. And the interesting thing about this is, well, pretty much like a chunk of my videos, you know, I get information on how to eat them and stuff like that, but not necessarily how to prepare them, as it were. So this stuff, what you were supposed to do is you pour it in your glass and you just let it sit for a little while to let that sugars and that stuff dissolve. Then you come back later and you give it a stir. So let's let that do its thing, and we'll go ahead and do the tea and the coffee. Alright, now the tea. I think this is just like normal black tea. It's a nondescript bag. Understand that these little tabs, depending on what color, tell you what temperature the water is supposed to be. I don't know if that is universal or not, but we'll fill this up to the notch, and we'll go ahead and we'll let that steep for a little while. And now the coffee. In this coffee, instead of a powder, this is more like granules. So kind of like a taster's choice kind of thing. And we'll give this a stir. Okay, let's go ahead and plate some of this up. Now usually for breakfast they usually have a porridge or something to that effect. And it's usually like a buckwheat kind of porridge. Well, this one happens to have rice in it as opposed to buckwheat. So this is a, what is this? This is a rice with beef porridge. So let's take a look at this. You can tell it's cooked through. I just kind of put these on the stove and just let them do what they needed to do. So we'll put a little bit of that rice with beef porridge. There's a little close-up for you. Looks pretty nice. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at, this is like stewed beef with peas and some vegetables. And this one looks like it probably has some buckwheat in it. Boy, that's pretty darn hot. And it's got pretty good sized little chunks of meat in there, so that looks good. We'll put a little of that on there. You can tell that's a good char on the bottom, so you know this has been cooked through real good. Okay, then we have some baked beans. Hopefully I won't pour these everywhere. Nice red beans. Now this looks like it's in a tomato sauce. Look like kidney beans too. That's really nice. Alright, and the last one is this stewed beef. And this one was the problem child. It's packaged in grease and lard. And you can even tell right over here it ended up catching on fire when I was trying to heat it up. So let's take a look inside of this. And you can see that. That looks really nice too. But it's just, they call it cow meat, but it's beef. Some derivative of beef. I had some of this in the last one. They were frikadellis, and they were like little meatballs. That was really tasty. So if I can get some of this out of here, that would be awesome. We'll put just a little bit of that sauce on there. So there you go. Okay, again, we also had that liver. It didn't survive, so I'm not trying that. It's got quite a pungent odor, but we've got some of the crackers or galettes. Okay, then we have the hazelnut pudding or the spread, and looks like it's survived rather well. And what else do we have? We have this apple jam or apple spread. And this was really tasty last time, so I can't imagine it will be any different. It still has that nice apple looking flavor. So alright, let's go ahead and give this stuff a taste. Okay, now to go along with this, I've got my coffee, my milk, my berry drink, and my tea. The moist towelette things in case if I need them, a napkin, and of course I have the salt and pepper standing by, as well as my daily vitamin tablet. So let's go ahead. We'll start off with the beef and rice. And here we go. There's a nice close-up of it. Okay, that has a really pleasant flavor. It's really good. There's like, you know, it's creamy almost. That's kind of weird to say about rice and beef, but it has a very soft texture. And let's go ahead and try out this stuff. And that's the meat with vegetables and peas. So this is really good too. So yes sirree. Maybe they're like black-eyed peas as opposed to green peas. So let's try the beans and tomato sauce. You know, it's just kidney beans and tomato sauce. We'll go ahead, we'll try some of this stewed beef by itself. And it is really packed in a lot of preservative, a lot of grease. So, or lard, whatever it is, but this actually has a good deal of bite to it. It's not like mushy, like a roast beef kind of flavor. That's really pleasant. So let's try it on one of the crackers or galettes, or whatever you like to call them, Panzer waffles. That's pretty good too. The crackers, I think they're a little stale. They don't usually have that big crunch or that big bite that you have to try to get through them. These are like really brittle. I've never seen one of these crackers just be able to do that, which is kind of good, seeing how I like to put them in my stuff like this. So, not really a complaint as far as I'm concerned. Alright, let's go ahead and try some of this hazelnut spread. And I've hung on to this small little tiny polar spoon just for occasions like this. And I don't know if you were in the field, if you would spread this on your crackers, or if you'd eat it directly out, or if you would heat this up, but hazelnut spread is pretty much hazelnut spread wherever you go. And it is hazelnut chocolate spread. It's divine, what can you say? So, yes sirree. Alright, we'll go ahead, we'll take our apple jam and put some on the cracker. Maybe a little more if we can squeeze it out. Okay, so we got that on there. It looks really nice, looks really fresh. It's got a nice smell to it. So, yeah, that really hits the spot. That has a really nice flavor. Complement well with this. So if you had this for lunch or for breakfast, probably would have it for breakfast. Real nice taste. But this meal isn't as comprehensive as the last one. It didn't have gum, it didn't have a chocolate bar, it didn't have some other things, but it had pretty much everything else that you would need to stay healthy for a 24-hour period. So let me go ahead and try the tea. Again, it's got a really nice flavor. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and put some sugar in it, which I'll do it for review's sake. I just hopefully won't dump all 20 grams in there. You know, maybe about 5 grams went into there. And let's go ahead and try this drink. Like I said, it's been sitting there for a little while trying to soak up, and even though it has been sitting there, it still has this sugar still sitting in there. So you want to talk about an energy boost of a drink, this thing would definitely do it for you. Yeah. Yep, pretty good. Now the milk. The milk I've been stymied on. I don't know if you drink this for a breakfast, what exactly that you do with it, if you use it for your coffee or your tea, I don't know, but seeing how people put milk in their coffee and their tea, I figured I would just put a little bit in there and see how it works out. So yeah, now it's got whitener in there. Makes a good cup. Alright, and lastly the coffee. Go ahead, we'll try black. I'm not as much of a fan as this type of coffee as I was with the other type. Let's put some sugar in there. And why not? Let's put some milk. And now we'll give it a try. That seems to help it, but it's still not quite as good as the coffee in the last IRP. At least just in my opinion. Now I know somebody's going to ask, what does the milk taste like? Well, we'll go ahead and let you know. It's like it's a sweet milk. It's not bad. It doesn't have a bad taste. So maybe this is a good idea to start putting these in rations. And just so you all can go ahead and see the cleaning action of these moist towelettes, it's like a 2-pack, so that's kind of nice. They're pretty nice. They're definitely good enough, and you can not only use these for cleaning up and washing up, you could use these for latrine purposes as well. So it's kind of nice that they give you, you know, 6 of these in this ration. Okay, everybody, this has been my review on the Russian Federation individual feeding pack or feeding ration. I've never been disappointed with anything that I've gotten from a Russian ration so far. Everything has been pretty good and pretty decent quality. The only thing that I wasn't able to taste was this liver pate. So perhaps another one of these will have to be in my future, so I can go ahead and try again. Well, everybody, thanks for watching, and cheers. See you next time.